Good morning, guys, from Istanbul. You know, you see these, I'm going to call them Muslim women dressed head to foot in all this garb, and you think they must be burning up. But then again, they've been doing that for hundreds of years, so I guess they're fine. Here comes one of the many tourist groups with their little flag leader, the little banner carrier. The Asian hordes. This place, you know, I thought there was a lot of tourists in Europe. This place is like Disneyland on steroids. This is one of the more commercial districts in Istanbul on the European side. And I tell you what, the streets are narrow, the traffic is chaotic, and the buildings are beautiful. I wonder how old this fucking street is. I'm out on my morning promenade before it gets too hot. It was 101 degrees yesterday, but the good news is the weather's going to break in about 5 days, and it's going to drop 20 degrees. And that'll be ideal here. Boy, this traffic here is what I call third world chaotic. Jesus, there's a lot of tourists in this town. Well, what do you know? There's the magic carpet. You don't know what we can find. Why don't you come with me, little girl, on a magic carpet ride? I wonder if any of them fly. They're it's really absolutely pretty, beautiful. But you got to be careful because you don't want to give any of these you don't want to give any of these merchants an opening to haul you into the shop. You have to spend 10 minutes politely saying you don't want anything. You know, when you cross the street at your own peril in this town. Oh, here's another one. Look at this traffic. And these streets are really narrow. Heaven forbid if there should ever be any kind of road construction and you got to take a detour. Now, I want to show you a building up here that I discovered a couple of days ago. Let me get on the other side. Boy, these old buildings are spectacular. This is under some kind of renovation. But underneath this makeover here, guys, this building's hundreds of years old. Okay, I was up here a couple days ago, and I ran across this building right here with this very dark and foreboding looking facade. This is the Iranian embassy, the Iranian consulate in Istanbul. Right there. Boy, it's a dark looking building. Talk about They should use that as a Halloween house. The consulate compound. And I'm sure there's somebody over there right now watching me filming. You know, there's probably a lot of Iranian dissidents in Istanbul, and they probably try to find them and haul them in and take them down to the basement and torture them. I thought about going over and ringing the doorbell and saying "fuck off" and running off. And this street leads right down to the Golden Horn. See a little water down there, and across the way is the other side of Europe. The Galata Bridge is very close here. Big commercial district right here, guys. This street right here will lead you up to the Grand Bazaar. Boy, that consulate looks awfully damn spooky. You know, I've checked the prices of a lot of these tourist trap restaurants, and while it costs more than a couple of years ago, it's still cheaper than Europe, and a hell of a lot cheaper than Switzerland. Yeah, I'll be saving a whole lot of money in the next 3 months I'm here. And I'll be living like a king. It'll enable me to reload before I go back to Switzerland. Boy, this town is old. Boy, when I think of old towns in Europe, I mean historically old ass towns, you gotta say London, Paris, and Istanbul. At one point in time, this place was called Byzantium. Then it was called Constantinople. Now it's called Istanbul. And another striking feature about Turkey, you know, Istanbul and Antalya, you know, it's very colorful. The shops and the food and the clothes the people are wearing and the signage, it's all very colorful. That's the first thing that sticks out in your mind. I know. Must use very cautionary measures when crossing the street, because there is really no traffic control You know, you have all kinds of things competing for the same space. The trams, the automobiles, the people working, the tourist foot traffic. And even though there's crosswalks, people just cross where they want to. You know, always obey the signs posted, and you will never ever get in trouble. You know, all you got to do is read the signs. You know, Turkish is like no other language that I've heard. You know, it's not Arabic, it's not Slavic, you know, like the countries north of here. It's not Persian, it's not Farsi. And but a lot of it, I gotta tell you guys, a lot of it sounds like Klingon. And I'm gonna hold a class one time, a video class on some of the words that sound like Klingon. About 10 o'clock and the tourists are already out in throngs. Oh, here comes a tram. Gotta get the fuck out of the way. Here's one of my favorite restaurants. I had dinner here last night. And the prices really are not bad. Not bad at all.